probably see anyone who stages dramas or gets, oh no, he did, you know, like that type of, like the Maury show, like when they find out they are or are not the father. What happens when somebody leaves an essential oil rant after getting super triggered after my comment to them? Well, we're gonna go over that in today's video, so let's get right into it. Okay, so this person and I have been, you know, just give you a little contact, you know, like leaving messages back and forth. And then, you know, at first it was kind of cool. They was kind of cool, you know, leaving here and there. I can tell they had more of like an anti-MLM or, you know, approach to things. But I was just like, okay, they're being civil, right? They're being respectful. But this is where it kind of took a turn. And not for the better, for the worse. Okay, so let's go. He said, here's another idea for you, Lance. If you really believe in these essential oils, do your own research on alternative medicines and herbal alternatives. Find community-supported information. Source your own materials and manufacturing and sell your own product. And that last part, sell your own product, was all in caps. Since you seem to believe in them so much. You're not an essential oil enthusiast. You're a money enthusiast. That's why you have someone else doing everything besides the selling for you. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Like this person... that came out of left field. Because like all the comments before on different videos, they was all like... kind of, I mean, I could tell where they stood, but it was kind of nice. But then they just... like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of... Okay, here we go. Here's my response back. I said, thank you for the additional idea. After reading your other comments on my WFG video, because that was what it was about, it seems like ideas aren't needed so much as you being reasonable by focusing on the truth, seeking understanding, Googling predisposition. I'm going in on him. He went in on me. I'm just trying to keep it real. Alright, and Googling cognitive dissonance and seeing how that's showing up in your own language so a more reasonable discussion can be had. Why do I tell people that? And you probably see that in my comments a lot, like, you know, Google this, Google that, but also like, you know, predisposition, cognitive bias, cognitive dissonance. You probably like, okay, I've even had people say that's condescending, that's too psychology or psychobabble for me. And it's just like, well, you need to understand yourself and how yourself and your thoughts and your beliefs and your words and your actions affect that very thing, which is your actions. And because those are the things that you can control, but the more you understand yourself, the better you can basically interact with others. And I'm defining better as a more reasonable discussion where it's not about a tennis match and who can slam the ball the hardest on the other side. It's more of just like, you know, trying to see the other side and agree to disagree if you need to, or just, you know, see where you can sharpen your own point a little bit better because they've knocked off a few edges on yours and you're like, oh, well, yeah, that didn't make sense, or yeah, I needed more information on that, or yeah, that wasn't fully accurate. And that's an honest discussion, I think, and that's one worth pursuing because it's focused on the truth and seeking understanding. Anyways, I go on to say, as for your comment about sell your own product, all caps, back to him, okay? The reality is that I do in my other... Okay. I don't know what I was trying to say here, but it says, the reality is that I do in my other diversified business portfolio. I think I was trying to say that oh, okay, I see what I was saying. Okay. I said the reality is that I do in my other diversified business portfolio. Okay, there we go. And that's through like informational products. Yeah, trying to remember what you said is usually not a problem, but this time it was. Okay, here we go. I worked for PepsiCo for 7 years, and I'm not interested in sourcing, manufacturing, warehousing, transportation, operations. I'm running out of hands, but we'll keep going. Finance and HR in an essential oil business. That's 7 things right there. I don't know if you can see. That's 7. Boom. That's a lot of stuff, okay? Like, again, I worked for a large corporation. I saw all those things go on. I wasn't in all those things. I was only mostly in like transportation and warehouse, which could be, you know, considered operations. But anyways, here we go. I said being a wellness advocate for doTERRA allows me to focus on the most important aspect of any business, which is marketing slash sales, all while helping people and earning an income. I've learned that network marketing isn't perfect, and that's the truth. It's just better. And I got that from Eric Worre, but I still believe that because it's not perfect. There's no perfect career, job, business, opportunity, whatever it is. There's just stuff that's better, and better usually means you have a more positive experience. And I can definitely say from what I get to do from work from home, set my own hours, surround myself with people who raise my average, and help a lot of people online, locally, like it's way better than any job I've ever had before. So, and it's not even a job, it's more of a lifestyle and a career that is focused on helping people. Really, that's what it is. And the money, like it's help people, focus, side effect, money. And this all happens over time, not overnight. Sometimes, for some people it does happen overnight. Some people it takes a month. Some people it takes 3 to 5 years. Some people it takes 10 years. But that's only because they're putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here we go. I also go on to say, watching the video and follow-up links below would help with understanding that more fully if you're open to reason. And what was that? This was Rise of the Entrepreneur. So this is a link, boom, right there. I'll have the link in the description below as well, so you'll be able to see that. This movie and documentary by Eric Worre was great. It highlights traditional employment in a very objective way, as well as network marketing in a very objective way. So you can see like, okay, I can see how the stock investments or real estate or even working for a corporation or company makes sense. And then you're like, okay, network marketing, I can see how it also can make sense, depending on what you believe, because your beliefs drive your decisions and your decisions drive your results. So if this is helping you to suspend your disbelief about an MLM business and help you to drive, you know, maybe focus on your beliefs to make them more accurate with regards to conclusions that are made, I think that's the best you can ask for, right? You know, expand the mind, be open-minded. Good night. All right, here we go. He then says, okay, this is where he starts to go in, I think, a little more on me. Okay, he says, you try so hard to seem like the smarter person, telling me something along the lines of, oh, look at these fallacies in your writing. But I've done my research. Oh, no, he didn't. Hold on, we about to take, we about to. Woosah, all right, just woosah. Let's just calm down. Breathe in the oil. Where's my oil at? Serenity. Okay, we're good. We're good. You know, just sometimes, you know. He goes on to say, you pretty much admit to the truth in what I say. You're interested in being a wellness advocate for doTERRA because it's focused on the most important part of your business, marketing and sales, and helping people make an income. No, I said me making an income and helping other people, but if somebody wants to make an income, they can do that too. So that's, you know, you're already kind of twisting the word there a little bit. It's an important distinction, okay? Anyways, he goes on to say, ain't doTERRA a miracle for that purpose? I can just sense the sarcasm. He goes on to say, MLM Health Company, ... LMFAO. You independent resellers get away saying anything to anyone as long as they're dumb enough to believe it. He going in. And like I said, he going, I mean, it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde up in here. Okay, here we go. Did you know using the Digest Zen straight up your will cure your cognitive dissonance, Lance? Where's my balance? Where's my balance? Alright, which one did he say? Digest Zen? Hold on. I got somewhere he can stick that, you know. Okay. Anyways, he goes on to say, you want to talk about grammar? Look up ethos and pathos and see how your sociopathic writing takes advantage to achieve credibility and some emotion every time you have to defend yourself from people who tell you the truth about that up. They need a, you ever seen people have soap put in their mouth because it was dirty? Okay? This actual comment string, just so you know, it got blocked by my YouTube comment filters for bad words. And I have to add to that list all the time. People are saying new stuff all the time, and I'm just like, wow, I never heard of that. That's a good one. I won't be using it, but I'll be adding it to the YouTube comment filter list, because some of these need a... For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I understand. People got some dark hearts, you know. That's... man. Okay, here we go. Anyways, they use that word, effed up lucrative market you're in. Okay, you are in. There we go. Okay, I followed up by saying, sounds like you're projecting a lot. Projecting is basically where, like, somebody delivers a piece of poo on your doorstep in a bag, and instead of, like, you know, looking at it and be like, oh yeah, that was my poop right there, I pretty much took a dump in your yard, instead of, like, owning it and, like, maybe, like, composting it and, like, you know, spreading amongst your garden for like a good use where, you know, you actually own it and do something good with it, you take that poo, you light it on fire, and you throw it back at the person who basically put it on your doorstep to try to, you know, let you know that it was your poo, you know what I'm saying? That's what projection is. It's like, yeah. Alright, so that's what they were doing. And I said they did that a lot in their last two comments, especially with the amount of bad words you used. That got held for review in YouTube, which I shared with you as well. Then approved by me for public viewing, which I do, you know what I'm saying, sometimes, you know. And here's why. The only reason I approve your last two comments is so that other people see both sides of the discussion and what a person who is being unreasonable looks like, which you probably don't need this video or my comment reading to see that. You could probably see anyone who stages dramas or gets, oh no he did, you know, like that type of, like the Maury show, like when they find out they are or are not the father, that type of, yeah, that's unreasonable. Yeah, okay, you get what I'm saying. Anyways, I said, which we all can turn into when triggered. You know what I'm saying? I could be unreasonable anytime. I surround myself with unreasonable people, or if I get triggered and don't handle it in a mature way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like I said, when I read comments like this, sometimes I gotta let the YouTube comment filter keep it in there for a few days. I might glance at it. I might read a little more. They use some cuss words. I might be like, we're gonna let that marinate a little bit, because we don't have to think about this response, and even if I want to make it public. Alright, I then say, it would truly be in your best interest to read this book and apply it to your life. I know it's changed mine, and it's called How to Solve Your People Problems, and a link is straight there. I know you can't reason with the unreasonable person. My hope, again, is that somebody sees this and is like, you know what? I have had a crazy person just talk to me recently that got triggered and was being unreasonable. Maybe I need to read this so I can, you know, set healthy boundaries and know how to recognize stuff and, you know, better communicate and deal with conflict better. This is for me, you know what I'm saying? Whether you own being an unreasonable person or can be unreasonable or whatever it is, maybe you just want to deal with unreasonable people better. That book, I'm telling you, it's the truth. I then say, if you ever become open to reason, then my video here talks about some of the points you've mentioned about doTERRA. So another video, again, focused on education. And then, what's the lesson learned? Because you're probably like, really, Lance, did you have to do a video on all that? And the answer is yes. Okay, I had to do a video on this. I can't just keep this to myself. I gotta let the people see it. Okay, what's the lesson learned? Number one, I'm far from perfect. Number two, I make a lot of mistakes on a daily basis. But here's what I've learned. I learned a lot of people lack self-awareness, which is a reasonable muscle that the book How to Solve Your People Problems talks about. There's 5 main reasonable muscles. And then typically a lack of self-awareness is due to a lack of constructive feedback, either not seeking it out or not really understanding or appreciating it when it's given. A lot of times we're given deconstructive feedback, clearly, but I could pull out the kernel or sometimes the watermelon-sized truth out of what people are saying. But at the end of the day, if they're going, you know, crazy with the language and the verbiage, I can already tell that they're super one-sided and they're not going to be able to see things clearly, right? They need to take the log out of their own eye before they can see clearly the speck in someone else's, right? They're clearly not doing that. That log, I mean, this person, you know, I need to do it too. Like I said, I'm admitting that I make mistakes, so I'm already trying to remove my log. But here we go. Well, that would imply that both people have logs in their eyes, but either way, you can't see properly if you don't take what's out of your own eye. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? All right. And then I said, yeah, typically also people lack empathy, and that's basically seeing the other side, not agreeing, not always liking, it's just seeing the other side. Take, you know, a couple steps in their shoes, maybe a mile, whatever you want to do. That's empathy. You can see where they're coming from. And this is mostly due, you know, people don't have empathy because they don't seek understanding. They're just like, I'm going to make a statement. And, you know, I sometimes make a lot of statements too, but because I've read so much and experienced so much conflict with roommates and relationships and people and haters, I kind of have more of an idea of what is going on, even if they don't see what's going on, and that's okay. That's why I always recommend to them to not believe me, but hopefully they can suspend their disbelief about whatever it is for a moment so they can do more research and really get that information, that fact-based information for themselves. You know, it takes some self-reflection, some introspection. It's worth it. If you're focused on personal development and becoming a better version of yourself and surrounding yourself with people that are better than you in different areas so you can raise your average, then those recommendations I gave would be like right up your alley. You're like, give me more, hello. That's what I'm like. I'm like, yeah, if it'll make me a better version of myself. You know, some people don't like to read, I get that. So then you can click on the link and type in the name on YouTube or Google, and you'll find maybe a video or something that allow you to watch instead of read. So that way you're still getting the content and you're getting some personal development in there. And then you could be like, oh yeah, whatever, Lance. And then you'd be like, yeah, you did have a point there. Again, my goal is not to be right or win. My goal is just to help people help themselves when they're ready and they want to. So anyways, always educational focus, right? That concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button if you did, hit subscribe for future video updates, and most importantly, check out those links in the description below. I'll have all those resources and all that good stuff down there so you can continue your personal development journey and become the best version of yourself and live your best life.